Could you survive the longest hike in the world? This journey takes you from the southernmost tip of Africa to the Russian port city of Magadan, and no one has ever completed this route because it is full of dangers. Do you think you could be the first to do it? This route is the longest direct path between 2 points on the Earth's surface that can be walked entirely and can be calculated with Google Maps. In total, it spans an astonishing 23,068 kilometers and amounts to a pure walking time of over 4,600 hours or 190 days. However, since you will need to rest and sleep at some point, you would realistically need about 3 to 4 years for this journey. So, provided you don't perish along the way. Are you ready? Your journey begins at Cape Agulhas, the southernmost point of the African continent. Despite its breathtaking beauty, South Africa is not without dangers. In fact, the country has the second highest murder rate in the world after Jamaica. In the cities, there is a lot of crime, including robberies and violent crimes. But the wildlife can also pose a threat, so watch out that you don't encounter any lions, rhinoceros, or hippopotamus. And that's just the start of your journey. From South Africa, you continue to Botswana. This country is relatively safe by comparison and is known for its political stability and low crime rate. Here, you can enjoy the impressive landscapes, but don't forget that even in safe countries, dangers can still lurk. Wild animals like elephants or buffalo are unpredictable, and the heat in the Kalahari Desert can become extreme. Particularly in the dry season, there is often a shortage of water, making conditions even tougher. Next, you cross the shortest contiguous international border in the world, which is the only 150-meter wide stretch between Botswana and Zambia. Now, a very scenic part of your journey begins. In Zambia and also in Tanzania, you will encounter breathtaking natural wonders like Victoria Falls and Mount Kilimanjaro. However, dangers also exist here. The road conditions are often poor and medical care outside the major cities is limited. Additionally, we need to be cautious of dangerous animals and extreme temperatures again. Particularly in rural areas, there is a high risk of snake bites, which can quickly be fatal for you. However, the world's most dangerous animal by far will likely encounter us only in the next country. Before we take a look at that, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any of my geography videos. I would be really thrilled, and it really helps my channel a lot. Your journey leads you further into Uganda, where you will encounter the first major challenges of this trip. Because Uganda not only occasionally struggles with terrorism and robberies, but also faces one of the highest malaria rates in the world. This often deadly disease is mostly transmitted by mosquitoes when they bite to draw your blood. And that's precisely why mosquitoes are considered the most dangerous animals in the world, as they are responsible for around 1 million deaths each year. That is 10 times more than snakes, the second most dangerous animals for humans. A single mosquito bite could therefore mean the end of your journey. Furthermore, healthcare in rural Uganda is inadequate, making this situation even more risky. But the real difficulties only begin in South Sudan. The country is notorious for its political instability, frequent kidnappings, and armed robberies. According to the Global Peace Index, it is considered the fourth most dangerous country in the world, as it is often affected by violent conflicts and political unrest. The civil war has left deep scars, and the infrastructure in much of the country is still destroyed. This means there are hardly any safe routes, making your journey through this land particularly risky. But the next section of the trek could be even more dangerous, as you now have to cross the largest desert in the world, the Sahara. After a decades-long civil war, rival factions are still fighting for power in the country, especially in the capital Khartoum, which you have to pass directly. But even in the rest of the country, the security situation is extremely tense, and there are frequent reports of unrest and violence. Additionally, there is hardly any infrastructure here, and the water supply could pose a significant problem for you, considering how long you have to walk through the desert. In the Sahara, the temperatures are extreme. During the day, you can expect over 40 degrees Celsius, while at night, the temperatures can even drop below freezing. If you don't get lost in the seemingly endless sand dunes, you will now reach the land of the pharaohs. After crossing the famous Suez Canal via this bridge, you have now geographically arrived in Asia and also in possibly the most dangerous part of Egypt. the Sinai Peninsula. Travel warnings are issued for this area because military operations are taking place there, as there have been terrorist attacks in the past. So stay vigilant. But that's nothing compared to the next part of your journey, because now you have to pass through an active war zone. After leaving Egypt behind, you reach Israel. Here, you have to navigate a region marked by the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The political situation here is extremely tense, and it's important to constantly stay informed about the current state of affairs to avoid dangerous areas if possible. From Palestine, you continue to Jordan, a country that, after the previous hardships, feels like a real relief, for it is known for hospitality and political stability. But unfortunately, this calm doesn't last long, because next, you will encounter Syria, the third most dangerous country in the world. The main reason for this is the ongoing civil war. Bomb attacks, kidnappings, and armed groups can catch you by surprise at any moment here, and the humanitarian crisis and the destruction of infrastructure make the situation even more complicated. Therefore, crossing Syria requires the utmost caution and thorough preparation. From Syria, you continue to Turkey, a comparatively safe country, and then to Georgia. Here, you have to hike through the Caucasus Mountains, an impressive but also challenging landscape. The weather can change rapidly, and the high altitudes come with additional risks. Georgia also has political tensions, especially in the breakaway regions of Abkhazia and South Ossetia. These are de facto independent, but largely not recognized internationally, which can lead to security risks and conflicts. However, the next part of your journey will be even more uncertain, as another war zone lies ahead. Now you've finally arrived in Russia, the last country on your journey. It is currently at war with Ukraine, which requires special caution near military facilities, because recently, for example, the United States and Germany have allowed the use of weapons they supplied against targets on Russian territory. If you survive that, you wait near Russia. Try not to traverse this region in winter, as temperatures here can easily drop below -40 degrees Celsius. Your journey continues along the so-called Road of Bones, an eerie name reminding of the thousands of Gulag prisoners who lost their lives during the construction of this route. The extreme climatic conditions and the isolation of the region make this part of your journey a final, tough challenge. If you manage to overcome this, congratulations, you have reached your final destination, the Russian port city of Magadan. But what now? Well, if we take the Google Maps conditions out of this challenge, then theoretically, one could keep on hiking across the frozen Bering Strait to America in winter. If you want to know how your journey could continue, feel free to leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss this sequel. If in the meantime, you want to learn more exciting geography facts, check out my last video. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video, and bye bye.